Hello everyone. Welcome to an epic journey through the wasteland. As we explore 134 random facts about the Fallout video game series. From its humble beginnings as a spiritual successor to Wasteland, to becoming one of the most beloved post-apocalyptic franchises in gaming history, Fallout has captured the imaginations of millions of players worldwide. So grab your Pip-Boy, stock up on Radaway, and let's dive into the irradiated world of Fallout. The original Fallout game was released in 1997 by Interplay Productions and was developed by a small team that would later become Black Isle Studios. The game was initially designed as a spiritual successor to the 1988 game Wasteland. But when the rights to that franchise couldn't be secured, the developers decided to create an entirely new universe that would eventually become the Fallout we know today. The iconic Vault Boy mascot, seen throughout the entire series, was designed to have a cheerful, optimistic appearance that stands in stark contrast to the dark and grim, post-apocalyptic setting of the games. This juxtaposition creates a darkly comedic tone that has become one of Fallout's most recognizable features. The Fallout universe diverges from our own timeline after World War II, creating an alternate reality where atomic age technology and culture continued to flourish well into the 21st century. This retro-futuristic aesthetic gives the series its unique visual identity, blending 1950s Americana with advanced technology and nuclear devastation. The SPKIL character system, which stands for strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck, has been a core feature of the Fallout series since the very first game. This system allows players to customize their characters in countless ways, creating unique playstyles and experiences. Vault-Tec, the fictional corporation responsible for building the underground vaults, conducted twisted social experiments on the vault dwellers without their knowledge. Each vault was designed to test different variables on human populations, ranging from relatively benign experiments to absolutely horrifying scenarios. The Great War, the nuclear conflict that devastated the world in the Fallout universe, lasted only 2 hours. Despite its brief duration, the exchange of nuclear weapons on October 23, 2077, completely reshaped the world and killed billions of people almost instantly. Fallout 2, released in 1998, expanded on the original game's mechanics and introduced players to new locations, factions, and storylines. The game featured improved graphics, more dialogue options, and a larger world to explore, cementing Fallout's place as a premier role-playing game franchise. The Brotherhood of Steel, one of the most iconic factions in the Fallout universe, was founded by Roger Maxson, a United States Army captain who rebelled against his superiors after discovering the horrors of the FEV experiments at Mariposa Military Base just before the Great War. Nuka-Cola, the fictional soft drink brand that appears throughout the series, is a parody of Coca-Cola and represents the commercialism and consumerism of pre-war America. The beverage comes in various flavors and has become one of the most recognizable items in the Fallout universe. The Pip-Boy, short for Personal Information Processor, is a wearable computer that serves as the player's interface for managing inventory, viewing maps, checking stats, and listening to radio stations. The device has become so iconic that Bethesda released a real-life replica as part of the Fallout 4 Collector's Edition. Fallout 3 marked a significant shift in the series when Bethesda Game Studios acquired the rights from Interplay and transformed the franchise from an isometric, turn-based RPG into a first-person action role-playing game. Released in 2008, it introduced the series to a new generation of gamers. The Super Mutants, one of the most recognizable enemy types in Fallout, were created through exposure to the Forced Evolutionary Virus, or FEV, This virus was developed by the United States government as a biological weapon before the Great War, but ended up creating these hulking, aggressive creatures. 3 Dog, the charismatic radio DJ from Fallout 3's Galaxy News Radio, was voiced by Eric Todd Dellums. The character became so popular that fans petitioned for his return in Fallout 4, and Dellums himself teased the possibility on social media, though the character ultimately did not appear in the game. The original Fallout game could be completed in approximately 10 to 15 minutes using a specific sequence of actions, making it one of the fastest speedruns for any major RPG. This speedrun skips most of the game's content and heads straight for the final objective. Dogmeat, the loyal canine companion who appears in multiple Fallout games, was inspired by the dog from the post-apocalyptic film A Boy and His Dog. The character has become a fan favorite and appears in various forms throughout the series. Fallout New Vegas, developed by Obsidian Entertainment and released in 2010, was created by many of the original developers who worked on Fallout 1 and 2. The game is often considered by fans to have the best writing and role-playing elements in the entire series. The Deathclaw, one of the most feared creatures in the wasteland, was originally created by the United States military as a biological weapon. These creatures were engineered from Jackson's chameleons and designed to replace human soldiers in high-risk combat situations. The signature perk system in Fallout allows players to gain special abilities and bonuses as they level up. Some perks have humorous names and descriptions that reflect the game's dark comedy, such as Bloody Mess, which causes enemies to explode into giblets when killed. The Fat Man, a portable nuclear catapult weapon that appears in Fallout 3 and later games, was named after the codename for the atomic bomb dropped on Nagasaki during World War II. It fires mini-nukes and is one of the most powerful weapons in the game. Bethesda spent over 4 years developing Fallout 4 in secret before officially announcing it in 2015. The game was revealed at E3 and released just 5 months later, which was unusual for a major AAA game release, and created tremendous excitement among fans. The iconic line, "War never changes," has been spoken at the beginning of nearly every Fallout game, serving as a thematic anchor for the series. This phrase encapsulates the franchise's commentary on humanity's tendency toward conflict and violence. Ghouls in the Fallout universe are humans who have been heavily irradiated but have not died, instead experiencing severe physical mutations. While many ghouls retain their mental faculties and can live for centuries, others become feral and hostile. The Enclave, a powerful antagonist faction in the series, is comprised of the remnants of the United States government and claims to be the legitimate continuation of pre-war America. They are typically portrayed as technologically advanced, but morally corrupt. Fallout 4 introduced a comprehensive settlement building system that allowed players to construct and manage their own communities in the wasteland. This feature divided fans, with some loving the creative freedom and others feeling it detracted from the core RPG experience. The Chinese stealth armor, a high-tech camouflage suit that appears in several Fallout games, was developed by the People's Liberation Army before the Great War. This armor can render the wearer nearly invisible, making it one of the most sought-after items in the games. Bottle caps became the standard currency in the Fallout wasteland because they were difficult to counterfeit, limited in supply, and backed by the water merchants who guaranteed their value. This quirky detail adds to the series' unique post-apocalyptic flavor. The cazadores in Fallout New Vegas are mutated tarantula hawk wasps that were created through genetic engineering at Big MT Research Facility. They are considered one of the most dangerous enemies in the game, capable of killing even high-level players with their venomous stings. Fallout Shelter, The mobile game spin-off released in 2015 became an instant hit and was downloaded over 70 million times. The game allows players to build and manage their own vault, dealing with the challenges of keeping dwellers happy, safe, and productive. The Institute in Fallout 4 represents the remains of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and serves as the game's most technologically advanced faction. They are responsible for creating synthetic humans known as synths, which becomes a central ethical dilemma in the game's story. Power armor, the iconic mechanized combat armor suit, has appeared in every mainline Fallout game. In Fallout 4, the power armor system was completely redesigned to function more like a vehicle that requires fusion cores for power and can be customized with various modifications. The glowing sea in Fallout 4 is a highly irradiated zone created by the direct impact of a nuclear bomb. This area represents some of the most dangerous territory in the game, filled with deadly creatures and extreme radiation levels that can kill unprepared players in seconds. Vault 101 in Fallout 3 was designed as a control vault that would never open, serving as a baseline for comparing other vault experiments. The player character's decision to leave the vault sets the entire game's story in motion. The Sierra Madre Casino from Fallout, New Vegas's Dead Money DLC, is considered one of the most challenging and atmospheric locations in the entire series. The DLC features a survival horror atmosphere that differs significantly from the main game's tone. Radiation storms are a weather phenomenon in Fallout 4 that can suddenly sweep across the Commonwealth, damaging players and causing wildlife to become more aggressive. These storms create a dramatic and dangerous environmental hazard. The mysterious stranger is a recurring character who can randomly appear during V8's combat to help the player defeat enemies. His identity and backstory have never been fully explained, adding to the mystery and intrigue surrounding this figure. Fallout: Brotherhood of Steel, released for PlayStation 2 and Xbox, is often considered the black sheep of the franchise. This action-focused console game departed significantly from the series' RPG roots and received mixed to negative reviews from critics and fans. The Dunwich Building in Fallout 3 and the related locations in other games reference H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos. These locations feature environmental storytelling that suggests cosmic horror elements exist within the Fallout universe. Bobby pins are used throughout the series for lockpicking, but the original games used a different system involving skills and chance. The physical lockpicking minigame was introduced in Fallout 3 and has remained a staple of the series since. Companions in Fallout games often have deep personal storylines and can be romanced by players. Each companion has unique perks that benefit the player, preferences for certain actions, and detailed backstories that enhance the game's narrative depth. The Brotherhood of Steel's motto, Ad Victoriam, is Latin for to victory. This phrase reflects the faction's militaristic nature and their mission to preserve and control advanced technology in the post-apocalyptic world. Sunset Sarsaparilla in Fallout, New Vegas is that game's regional alternative to Nuka-Cola. The brand includes a collectible star bottle cap, promotion that leads to a hidden quest, and reveals a dark secret about the company's promotional campaign. The Vault Dweller, from the original Fallout, eventually founded the village of Arroyo after being exiled from Vault 13. His descendant, the Chosen One, becomes the protagonist of Fallout 2, creating a direct narrative link between the first two games. Radiation in the Fallout games works somewhat differently from real-world radiation for gameplay purposes. Players can become addicted to certain irradiated substances and even develop beneficial mutations from radiation exposure in some entries. The Lucky 38 Casino in Fallout New Vegas was sealed for over 200 years, until Mr. House, a pre-war businessman who extended his life through technology, opens it for the player. This location serves as the player's main base if they choose to side with House. Synths in Fallout 4 range from obvious mechanical constructs to perfect replicas of humans that are indistinguishable from the real thing. The ethical questions surrounding synth consciousness and rights form a major theme throughout the game's narrative. The Republic of Dave in Fallout 3 is a small settlement where a man named Dave has declared himself president of his own country. This location exemplifies Fallout's satirical humor and the strange civilizations that can emerge in the post-apocalyptic wasteland. Brahmin, the two-headed mutated cattle that appear throughout the series, serve as pack animals and a source of food in the wasteland. Their name references the sacred cattle of Hindu culture, adding another layer to Fallout's cultural references. The original Fallout game was almost canceled during development due to financial troubles at Interplay. The team worked under tremendous pressure and uncertainty, not knowing if their game would ever see release. Tranquility Lane in Fallout 3 is a virtual reality simulation where Vault-Tec's residents have been trapped for over 200 years. This disturbing sequence showcases the psychological horror that can result from Vault experiments gone wrong. The NCR, or New California Republic, is one of the largest and most organized post-war governments in the Fallout universe. Founded in the remains of California, the NCR represents an attempt to rebuild something resembling pre-war democratic society. Skill magazines in Fallout provide temporary boosts to specific skills when read. These magazines often have humorous names and covers that parody real-world publications while fitting the game's retrofuturistic aesthetic. The Master, the primary antagonist of the original Fallout, is a grotesque fusion of multiple bodies merged together through FEV exposure. His plan to create a master race of super mutants by converting all humans drives the game's main conflict. Caesar's Legion. In Fallout, New Vegas is a militaristic slaver society based on the Roman Empire. Led by Edward Sallow, who took the name Caesar, the Legion represents one of the most morally controversial factions in the entire series. Vault 11 in Fallout. New Vegas tells one of the darkest stories in the series through environmental storytelling. The Vault's experiment required residents to sacrifice one person annually, leading to a horrifying conclusion when the survivors discover the truth. The cathedral in the original Fallout serves as the Master's base of operations and the headquarters of the Children of the Cathedral, a cult that unknowingly serves the Master's plans. Players can infiltrate this location through multiple approaches. Rad scorpions are mutated scorpions that grow to enormous sizes in the wasteland. These creatures burrow underground and can ambush players, making them a persistent threat throughout the series. The Sierra Madre's Cloud, a red toxic fog that pervades the casino area in the Dead Money DLC, will kill the player if they remain in it too long. This environmental hazard creates constant tension throughout the entire expansion. Jet, one of the most addictive drugs in Fallout, was created after the war by a Brahmin farmer named Myron in Fallout 2. However, the drug's pre-war existence is referenced in later games, creating a continuity debate among fans. The Prydwen is a massive airship that serves as the Brotherhood of Steel's mobile headquarters in Fallout 4. This impressive vessel demonstrates the Brotherhood's technological superiority and military might. Harold is a unique character who appears in multiple Fallout games, gradually transforming from a ghoul-like mutant into a living tree called Bob. His presence across several games creates continuity and shows the passage of time in the Fallout universe. The Strip in Fallout. New Vegas features 3 major casinos that remained operational thanks to Mr. House's defensive systems. These casinos showcase the different attempts to preserve pre-war culture and luxury in the wasteland. Feral ghouls behave like zombies, having lost their mental faculties to radiation exposure. They attack on sight and often travel in packs, making them dangerous enemies, especially for low-level players. The Big Empty, or Big MT from the Old World Blues DLC, is a crater filled with pre-war scientific facilities where mad scientists conducted bizarre experiments. This location features some of the series' most humorous and surreal content. Pulse grenades and pulse mines are specialized weapons designed to disable robots and power armor. These electromagnetic pulse weapons represent the tactical variety available in Fallout's combat system. The Mechanist is a character who appears in both Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, each time as a different person who has adopted the persona. This superhero-themed character adds comic book elements to the Fallout universe. Caravan is a card game that appears in Fallout New Vegas with its own complex rules and mechanics. Players can challenge NPCs to games of Caravan and win caps, though many players find the rules confusing. The think tank in the Old World Blues DLC consists of pre-war scientists whose brains have been preserved in robotic containers. These eccentric characters provide much of the DLC's humor through their bizarre dialogue and outdated social perspectives. Legendary enemies introduced in Fallout 4 are tougher variants of standard creatures that drop weapons and armor with special effects. These enemies mutate and regain health during combat, making them challenging encounters. The Atomic Wrangler. In Fallout, New Vegas offers players the opportunity to recruit prostitutes for the casino. This quest demonstrates the mature themes that Fallout occasionally explores within its post-apocalyptic setting. The glowing ones are highly radioactive ghouls that emit dangerous levels of radiation. Paradoxically, they can heal other ghouls with their radiation bursts while damaging human players, creating tactical challenges during combat. Camp Searchlight. In Fallout, New Vegas was irradiated by Caesar's Legion using stolen radioactive materials. The entire town became infested with feral ghouls, creating a dangerous zone that players must navigate carefully. The Railroad in Fallout 4 is an underground organization dedicated to freeing synths from Institute control. Their existence raises questions about synthetic consciousness and whether synths deserve the same rights as humans. Rivet City in Fallout 3 is a settlement built inside an aircraft carrier, docked in the ruins of Washington, D.C. This location demonstrates the creative ways survivors have adapted pre-war structures into living spaces. The Garden of Eden, a creation kit, or GECK, is a terraforming device designed to help vault dwellers rebuild civilization after emerging. The GECK serves as a major plot device in multiple Fallout games. Fisto, a reprogrammed Protectron in Fallout New Vegas, serves as a sex bot at the Atomic Wrangler Casino. This character exemplifies Fallout's adult humor and willingness to include mature content. The Children of Atom are a religious cult that worships radiation and atomic energy. They appear in multiple Fallout games and believe that radiation brings them closer to their deity, Atom. Centaurs are horrifying creatures, created when multiple beings are merged together through FEV exposure. These creatures represent some of the most disturbing body horror elements in the Fallout series. The Divide and the Lonesome Road. DLC was once a thriving community, before being destroyed by nuclear weapons accidentally triggered by the player character's past actions. This revelation adds tragic weight to the expansion's narrative. Nick Valentine is a unique synth companion in Fallout 4 who believes he is a pre-war detective. His personality was based on a human detective's memories, raising questions about identity and consciousness. The New Plague was a biological weapon that scientists were developing before the Great War. References to this disease appear throughout the series, suggesting it would have been devastating if released. Paradise Falls, in Fallout 3, is a slaver outpost where captured wastelanders are bought and sold. This location allows players to engage with the dark reality of slavery in the post-apocalyptic world. Mentats are a drug in Fallout that temporarily increases intelligence and perception. These brain enhancement pills reference the Mentats from Frank Herbert's Dune series, who were human computers. The Boomers in Fallout. New Vegas are a xenophobic tribe living in Nellis Air Force Base who are obsessed with explosives and artillery. Their unique culture and arsenal make them valuable allies. Liberty Prime is a massive combat robot built by the U.S. military before the war. Standing 40 feet tall and spouting anti-communist propaganda, Liberty Prime represents American Cold War paranoia, taken to absurd extremes. The Hoover Dam serves as the central conflict location in Fallout New Vegas, with multiple factions vying for control of its power generation capabilities. The battle for the dam determines the fate of the entire region. Vault 22 in Fallout. New Vegas was overrun by mutated plants created from research experiments. The Vault's inhabitants were transformed into spore carriers, creating a biological horror scenario. The Commonwealth in Fallout 4 is the post-apocalyptic version of Massachusetts. This setting provides a distinct flavor compared to previous games, with unique factions, creatures, and environmental storytelling. Stealth Boys are portable cloaking devices that render the user invisible for a limited time. These devices are highly valuable for stealth-focused players and appear throughout the series. The Ultra Luxe Casino on the Strip in Fallout. New Vegas is run by the White Glove Society, a group of former cannibals trying to maintain a civilized facade, while some members secretly wish to return to their old ways. Plasma weapons. In Fallout fire superheated bolts of plasma that can reduce enemies to piles of green goo. These energy weapons represent advanced pre-war military technology. The Good Springs Cemetery in Fallout. New Vegas is where the game begins, with the player's character having been shot in the head and left for dead. This opening sequence has become one of gaming's most memorable introductions. Mothership Zeta, a Fallout 3 DLC, takes players aboard an alien spaceship. This expansion confirmed that aliens exist in the Fallout universe and have been abducting humans throughout history. Cram is a pre-war canned meat product that appears throughout the series as a consumable item. The name and packaging parody Spam, and the product has somehow remained edible for over 2 centuries. The Khans are a raider tribe that appears in multiple Fallout games, evolving from simple raiders into a more complex society with their own culture and code of honor by the time of New Vegas. Vault 108 in Fallout 3 was designed to have a deliberately sabotaged overseer position and was populated by clones of a man named Gary. The vault is now filled with hostile Gary clones who can only say their own name. Fallout 76 was the first multiplayer-focused entry in the series, set in post-apocalyptic West Virginia. The game's launch was controversial due to technical issues and design decisions that departed from series traditions. Junk items in Fallout 4 can be broken down into crafting components for building settlements and modifying equipment. This system transformed previously worthless items into valuable resources, changing how players interact with the game world. The Sierra Madre's vending machines in the Dead Money DLC can produce any item when given the proper vouchers. This technology represents the pinnacle of pre-war manufacturing and convenience. Mole rats are mutated rodents that attack players in packs throughout the wasteland. These creatures are typically among the first enemies players encounter in most Fallout games. serving as an introduction to the wasteland's dangers. The Fallout series has sold millions of copies worldwide and has expanded beyond video games to include board games, tabletop RPGs, and even an upcoming television series. The franchise's unique blend of retrofuturistic aesthetics, dark humor, player choice, and post-apocalyptic storytelling has created a lasting legacy that continues to influence gaming culture. From its isometric RPG roots to modern first-person adventures, Fallout remains a cornerstone of gaming that explores themes of human nature, survival, technological hubris, and the possibility of rebuilding civilization from the ashes of the old world. And there you have it. 100 random facts about the Fallout video game series that showcase the depth, creativity, and enduring appeal of this remarkable franchise that has entertained and challenged players for over 2 decades. The Vault Dweller's Survival Guide is an in-universe manual that was included with the original Fallout game. This manual contained essential information about game mechanics, the SPEKL system, and the game world, presented as if it were an actual Vault-Tec issued document. Radroaches are mutated cockroaches that appear throughout the series, often serving as the first enemies new players encounter. These creatures range from relatively harmless nuisances to dangerous threats when encountered in large numbers. The T-51B power armor is considered one of the most iconic and powerful pre-war armor sets in the Fallout universe. This armor type was the pinnacle of pre-war military technology and is highly sought after by wasteland survivors. Fallout Tactics: Brotherhood of Steel, released in 2001, focused on tactical squad-based combat rather than traditional RPG mechanics. While not considered fully canon, the game introduced interesting lore elements and expanded the Brotherhood of Steel's story. The Gatling laser is a devastating heavy weapon that fires continuous streams of laser beams. This weapon requires power armor to use effectively due to its immense weight, and is one of the most powerful energy weapons available. Vault 81 in Fallout 4 is one of the few vaults where the experiment was abandoned before it could begin. The vault's overseer refused to participate in Vault-Tec's cruel experiment, allowing the residents to live relatively normal lives. The Yangtze submarine in Fallout 4 contains the last surviving member of the Chinese Navy, a ghoul captain who has been trapped in his vessel for over 2 centuries. His quest line explores themes of duty, honor, and the futility of war. Hancock is a ghoul companion in Fallout 4, who serves as the mayor of Goodneighbor. His backstory reveals he deliberately turned himself into a ghoul by taking an experimental radiation drug to empathize with ghoul citizens. The mysterious serum in Fallout 3's Point Lookout DLC permanently alters the player's SPEKL stats. This item represents one of the few permanent stat changes available in the game and requires careful consideration before use. The Super Sledge is a 2-handed melee weapon that appears throughout the series. This rocket-powered sledgehammer delivers devastating kinetic force and has become an iconic weapon for melee-focused character builds. Tenpenny Tower in Fallout 3 is a luxury apartment complex inhabited by wealthy residents who discriminate against ghouls. The quest associated with this location explores themes of prejudice, class warfare, and moral ambiguity. The Courier, the protagonist of Fallout New Vegas, is the only main character in the series, whose backstory is partially defined by player choices. Through dialogue options and quest decisions, players can shape who the Courier was before the game begins. Nuka-World, a Fallout 4 DLC, introduces a post-apocalyptic theme park controlled by raiders. This expansion allows players to become a raider leader, which was a first for the series and offered a different moral perspective. The Gauss rifle is a powerful electromagnetic weapon that fires metal projectiles at incredible velocities. This weapon represents some of the most advanced pre-war military technology and is devastatingly effective against armored targets. EDIE is a floating Eyebot companion in Fallout New Vegas who communicates through beeps and electronic sounds. Despite the lack of dialogue, EDIE has one of the most emotional and well-crafted companion quests in the game. The Republic of Dave's election in Fallout 3 can be manipulated by the player, demonstrating the game's dark humor about democracy and small-scale political corruption in the post-apocalyptic world. Synth Retention Bureau operatives in Fallout 4 are specially trained Institute agents who hunt down escaped synths. These coursers represent the Institute's military might and their determination to maintain control over their synthetic creations. The Pit, a Fallout 3 DLC set in post-apocalyptic Pittsburgh, explores themes of slavery and industry. The DLC's main quest presents a morally gray choice with no clearly correct answer, exemplifying Fallout's complex narrative design. Jury Street Metro Station in Fallout 3 contains one of the game's most disturbing environmental stories. The station reveals the desperate final moments of people trying to escape the nuclear bombardment. The railway rifle is a unique weapon that fires railway spikes with enough force to pin enemies to walls. This improvised weapon exemplifies the creative engineering solutions that emerge in the post-apocalyptic wasteland. Arroyo, the starting location of Fallout 2, is a primitive, tribal village founded by the original Vault Dweller. The contrast between Arroyo's simple lifestyle and the high-tech world that came before illustrates how far humanity fell after the Great War. The Fire Lance is a rare alien weapon in Fallout 3 that can randomly fall from the sky as a random encounter. This unique energy pistol is one of the most powerful small guns in the game and has become a legendary item among players. Dr. Madison Lee is a scientist who appears in both Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. Her character provides continuity between the games and plays crucial roles in major technological projects in both the capital wasteland and the Commonwealth. The Warwick Homestead in Fallout 4 sits atop a secret research facility. The family living there is unknowingly part of an Institute experiment, creating an unsettling subplot about surveillance and manipulation. Lanius, also known as the Legate of Caesar's Legion, is the final boss encountered if players oppose the Legion in Fallout New Vegas. He can be defeated through combat or convinced to retreat through high enough speech skills. The Cryolator is a unique weapon in Fallout 4 that freezes enemies solid. This experimental weapon is found in Vault 111, but requires either high lock-picking skills or Dogmeat's help to retrieve early in the game. The Shi, a faction in Fallout 2, are descendants of Chinese submarine crew members who survived the Great War. Their presence in San Francisco adds depth to the game's world by showing that other nation survivors also struggled to rebuild. Vault 3 in Fallout New Vegas was taken over by the Fiends, a group of drug-addicted raiders. This vault's fate demonstrates what happens when vault dwellers emerge unprepared for the dangers of the wasteland. The Syringer rifle in Fallout 4 fires specialized chemical ammunition that can affect enemies in various ways, from enraging them to making them weaker. This weapon offers creative tactical options for players. Moira Brown in Fallout 3 tasks the player with helping her write the Wasteland Survival Guide. Her questline serves as an excellent tutorial for new players, while also being genuinely entertaining and rewarding. The Auto Axe is a powerful melee weapon introduced in Fallout 76. This motorized axe represents the kind of improvised weaponry that Wasteland survivors create from pre-war technology and scavenged materials. Far Harbor, a Fallout 4 DLC set on a radioactive island off the coast of Maine, features some of the best detective work and moral choices in the series. The expansion deals with themes of identity, memory, and what makes someone human. Marcus is a super mutant who appears in both Fallout 2 and Fallout New Vegas, having survived for over a century. His character demonstrates that super mutants can retain their intelligence and humanity despite their transformation. The shish kebab is a unique melee weapon that combines a motorcycle, parts with a pilot light to create a flaming sword. This creative weapon design exemplifies the Wasteland's makeshift engineering culture,